Holocaust denial, and downplaying the Nazis' murder of Jews, to be outlawed in Canada.
Here's a summary of the article.
Ottawa, Holocaust denial is to be outlawed in Canada, in a further effort to stamp out rising antisemitism. The move to outlaw Holocaust denial comes as MPs and anti-hate groups warn about the rise of white supremacism and antisemitism in Canada. Canada will join a string of European countries, including Germany, Greece, France, Belgium and the Czech Republic, which have already prohibited Holocaust denial. Holocaust denial and distortion constitute a cruel assault on memory, truth, and justice, an anti-Semitic libel to cover up the worst crime in history, and thereby a cruel and mocking rebuke to Holocaust survivors and their legacy, said Erwin Kotler, the Prime Minister's special envoy on preserving Holocaust remembrance and combating antisemitism. Public Safety Minister Marco Mendicino said, "There is no place for antisemitism and Holocaust denial in Canada." The government move to change the law follows the introduction by Saskatoon Tory MP Kevin Waugh of a private member's bill prohibiting Holocaust denial earlier this year. The budget does not say what the penalty would be for a person convicted of Holocaust denial.
This post received a score of 42,000, with an upvote ratio of 87%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Holocaust denial is already illegal in Germany, Austria, France, Portugal, Switzerland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Italy, Greece, Czechia, Slovakia, Poland, Romania, Hungary and Lithuania. In fact, the Anglosphere are the big outliers in the Western world in this issue, not the opposite, as many people on Reddit think.
Poland law says it's illegal to say the government was complacent or assisted the Germans' law.
Wonder how the Silesians feel about that.
I'm sure it's just a headline, but how do you make downplaying anything illegal? How on earth can that be enforced?
I imagine there's legislative language that this headline is summarizing that would clear it up.
This is my response every time Americans act like Canada's restriction on hate speech is a slippery slope that is inherently inferior to their freedom of speech. There's no slippery slopes, no ambiguity, everything is laid out and defined. Laws in between a free-for-all and draconianism are possible.
Americans often comment on other countries' laws and political systems as if they operate like the United States, and very rarely understand what they're talking about. And I'm not talking about Reddit users, this is a thing that famous political pundits do.
Also, they rarely even understand their own laws. Freedom of speech is like the single most misunderstood right in the US.
You can't stop me from yelling fire in a crowded theater, you tyrant.
If they use this to persecute actual grifters who use Holocaust denial as a selling point for their brain force pills and mugs, that would be cool. Those fiends might realize that it's just not profitable to deny the Holocaust at that point.
One of the leaders from the Freedom Convoy, that was in international news for waving Nazi flags in Ottawa, has a channel where he denies the Holocaust. ...
I'm really not surprised.
Before Americans start acting like their First Amendment is a universal gospel. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantees the rights and freedoms set out in it subject only to such reasonable limits prescribed by law as can be demonstrably justified in a free and democratic society. Everyone has the following fundamental freedoms: freedom of conscience and religion, freedom of thought, belief, opinion and expression, including freedom of the press and other media of communication, freedom of peaceful assembly, and freedom of association.
Also in the article.
Yes, this is a common theme as related materials, such as the Criminal Code.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.